Oh, I should be filming a video now, but I'm scrolling through Facebook instead. Does that ever happen to you? Are you feeling like maybe social media might be ruling your life more than you want it to? There's a lot of talk out there about social media addiction, and addiction is a big scary word, but it really just means, is something controlling you more than you're controlling it? And the hard part about addiction is that if you are addicted to something, you're almost guaranteed to believe that, oh no, you have it under control. I can tell you, I am a person that suffers from a very addictive personality. I've been addicted to different things throughout my life, and recently, within the last year, I've really tackled my social media addiction because it was real. The MARR Action Treatment Center in Atlanta, Georgia lists the 3 C's of addiction, and this is kind of how you can tell whether or not you are addicted to social media. One is the loss of control over the amount and frequency of use. This is very applicable to social media. If you feel like you are not in control over the amount of times you use social media in a day, or you find yourself completely lost, people all the time talk about this. Oh, I got sucked in to Facebook. Cheshire, stop. Cheshire, quit it. People say this all the time. They say, oh, I got sucked into Facebook. That's not good. You should not be getting sucked into a social media platform. That means you might have a problem. The second one of the 3 C's of addiction is compulsive using. Whoa, there you go. If you find yourself compulsively going to your Facebook on your phone, if the first thing you do when you open up your phone is click on the Facebook app or wherever you have Facebook at, or if you open up your computer and you go to Facebook immediately, that's not good. That means you're probably addicted to Facebook. And this isn't just Facebook. This can be Twitter. This can be YouTube. This can be all kinds of things. And I know personally, I have a problem with all of it. Anything that's content, I have trouble managing how much I'm consuming. I overconsume. That's basically my entire problem in life, is that I overconsume. I overconsume movies when I allow myself to. I overconsume video games when I allowed myself to. I overconsumed alcohol when I allowed myself to. I overconsume social media. I overconsume videos. The problem with this, especially with social media, is you're not really in control of what you're consuming. It's okay to consume a lot of information, and that's how I justified it for myself for a long time. And then I started realizing I was really starting to get facts mixed up and stuff, because a lot of the times Facebook is not full of factual information. It's full of like crazy stuff. And we saw this, everyone talks about the election and fake news and all of that stuff. That's been going on way before this election. You just maybe didn't realize it. And you can argue about which side the fake news was coming from. It was coming from both sides, guys. Everybody, let's just settle this right now. Fake news did not necessarily help just Donald Trump win, because there was plenty of fake news coming from the other side as well. I am not going to say that it wasn't happening, though, because it definitely was, and it it very much affected the outcome of that election. Because if you talk to people about why they voted one way or the other, their opinions of that thing is so uninformed, and it's based off of a lot of stuff that was shared on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. So basically, the idea here is that Facebook, using it compulsively, you'll start to gain ideas about the world around you that are just not true based on the opinions of everyone around you. You'll start to care about things you really don't care about. Well, my camera just died in the middle of that sentence because my camera was in direct sunlight, and I realized so was my hand. It was like really bright every time I was picking it up. So I fixed that problem, which is why the lighting looks different. Back to what I was talking about, though. I want to digress a little bit because I got a little too far into like the problems with Facebook and everything. I just want to talk about in this video whether or not you're addicted to social media and how to know, how I knew when I was. Like I said, there's 3 steps where you can recognize ambition. The first was loss of control over frequency of use. So if you're using it more often, and if you ever find yourself saying the words, I got sucked into Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, that's probably the first step that you can realize you might have a problem with this thing. The second thing is compulsively using. That's like if you wake up every morning, the first thing you do is check Facebook. If you get on your phone, you check Facebook, whatever it is, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you are at a social engagement and you feel awkward and you start using Facebook on your phone, I was really guilty of this, and I realized I had quit smoking cigarettes. That used to be my go-to. Like if I was feeling anxious in a social situation, I'd go outside and I'd smoke cigarettes, usually because the people out there smoking cigarettes I knew were the type of people that I wanted to carry on conversations with, and it gave me kind of just a distraction from that anxiety. I think after I stopped smoking cigarettes, I got a smartphone, and I pretty quickly replaced that with using a phone, which was almost worse, not for my health, but for my mental and like social health, because I was like, at least when I was smoking, I was communicating with somebody, where now I'm just on Facebook. And I think Facebook is good, and I think you can communicate with people, and I'm not advocating for quitting it completely. I do think we really need to manage the amount we're using this, and really need to manage the amount we're allowing it to affect our lives. So those are the 3 steps. And the third step, is the continued use in the face of adverse consequences. Obviously, the adverse consequences of Facebook or Twitter or YouTube are not nearly as extreme as alcohol or smoking or any kind of drug use. That's why I think people think, oh, I'm not addicted, because I'm not like, I don't feel like a heroin addict. You know, I don't have any health issues because of this. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not addicted, because there are probably adverse consequences that you're not realizing. Like I said, before I lost my battery, your brain is being influenced by all of this information. You might feel I used to feel more irritable when I was on Facebook more often, because I'd feel like I had to argue with people. I had to prove people wrong. If I saw them post something that I knew was wrong and I had the right information, I had to share that information, and it felt like it was part of my social justice to do it. Yeah, and that's just absurd to be that obsessed with those kind of things. That's the adverse consequences you can expect from social media. There's all kinds of other ones too that you might get into, but those are the big ones. The big 3 C's of notifying or noticing addiction is loss of control, compulsive using, and continued use in the face of adverse consequences. Hopefully this helps you understand whether or not you are addicted to social media. I know I am a social media addict. Hi, I'm Craig. I'm a social media addict. I am working on overcoming it, and in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to quit allowing social media to rule over you. So basically how to quit social media overuse, because I don't think it's necessarily, sometimes it's necessary to just cut it out completely, and that's part of what I talk about, is that for a while you might want to just go cold turkey, quit it for a month, whatever. That's what I did, and then kind of really go in with goals and knowing exactly what you can and can't do, and every time you relapse, for a lack of a better word, then you'll know, okay, that's a thing that I can't, for me, I can't have it on my phone, because if I have it on my phone, I just get sucked into that cycle, create that habit, and it just happens over and over and over again. So if you're feeling like you are addicted to social media, go check that video out. I hope this can help you. This is something that's really changed my life, and I'm not just saying that as like, oh, motivational stuff. Like, it really changed my life to quit overusing social media, and unfortunately I have to still use it because I have to share information and stuff, and I do think there is a value in it, but there's a value in the limited use of it. So I hope this was helpful in recognizing whether or not you are addicted to social media, because it took me a long time to realize I was. The next video should help you overcome it if you feel like you are. We'll see you over in that video. Until then, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this, and leave a comment below telling me whether or not you think you are addicted to social media or not, and why. Until next time, this was Craig with Sideline Pictures. This isn't my Sideline Pictures channel. Until next time, have a great day and control your life. That's kind of the theme here of all my videos, because it's important. See you in one of the other videos. You can go now. There's one here, probably. There's one here. You can subscribe right here. Maybe right here. Right here. Now it's over here. All right. See ya.